We have come to the final airing for this week's edition of shows on In My Own Words with yours truly, Stephen Smith, saving the return of the Ask Stephen segment where I take on your questions, thoughts, concerns on the Alabama Crimson Tide for next week. Also, I'm recapping the Tide's second scrimmage, laying down my 5 standouts from the Tide's second exhibition, which takes place on Saturday. But for right now, we dive into the story on the focus of Alabama junior inside linebacker Mack Wilson. Wilson, who is 6'2", 237 pounds, former 5-star product out of Carver High School in Montgomery, Alabama, came into that 2016 signing class. Both he and Ben Davis came together. A lot of Alabama fans felt as though Davis and Wilson would be the dynamic two, the dynamic duo, the pair that would just take Alabama into the next stratosphere together. And though hope is still alive for Ben Davis, a lot of fans still expect for him to break out of the struggle, the slump that he's been in, and become that big-time star that everybody thought it was getting when you look at the recruiting networks upon him coming to Alabama in 2016. But for right now, it seems as if Mack Wilson and Dylan Moses have become the two that are really taking Alabama by storm. And more importantly, Mack Wilson seems to be the main guy taking Alabama by storm as he is now ready to accept all responsibilities and being an inside linebacker in a role that started with Rolando McClain under Nick Saban at Alabama and has gone from McClain to Dante Hightower to C.J. Mosley to Reggie Ragland to Reuben Foster, Sean Dion Hamilton, Rashaan Evans, and now it is Mack Wilson's time. Everybody has been on the phone with Mack, called Mack, texted Mack, tweeted Mack, FaceTime Mack, and said, bro, it is your time. The baton has hit your hand. The scepter has hit your hand. We expect you to carry on the tradition and being the next alpha dog, alpha mentality anchoring this defense. So the focus of Mack Wilson, it's a very interesting story. And I remember talking to a close friend of mine that's very near and dear to Mack Wilson. Matter of fact, the guy at one point in time was one of Wilson's coaches on staff at Carver High School. And I remember my buddy was with Wilson at Troy University a couple of months ago during the summer, I think back in May, and I went out to go visit him, and by the time I got there, Mack had already left the facility. And he and I just got into a conversation on Mack because I believe that Wilson is the next guy in line to be a unanimous All-American for the Crimson Tide. Rolando McClain, C.J. Mosley, Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster, these 4 are already unanimous All-Americans at the University of Alabama under Nick Saban. Mack Wilson's number 5 to me. I feel like after seeing what he did as a freshman, just being a straight thumper, bruiser on special teams, and then to come last season and grow with being an inside linebacker, not just dissecting the play and stopping the run, having the lateral sideline-to-sideline quickness, but to understand it all and what Jeremy Pruitt was putting on him, and what Tosh Lapointe was putting on him, and what Nick Saban was putting on him, for Mack Wilson to compartmentalize it all. And even despite an injury he suffered against LSU middle portion of the season, still had a huge jump in tackles, still was able to create turnovers, and really be a pivotal factor in the Tide getting back to the national championship game, and this time winning it in defeating Georgia. Mack Wilson's a big deal, and this season, it's all setting up for him to accomplish all the dreams and goals he has set out there for himself. But this is an interesting story because, like I said, talking to my buddy, very close to Mack Wilson, and when Mack left, he and I were in a conversation on what has caused the focus for Wilson to be there. And he basically told me, he said, Steven, I've been around Mack just about his entire life since this kid was 6, 7, 8 years old. And he's always had the passion, he's always had the skill set, the tools, the traits, the physical presence. He's always had all the physical tools to be successful. He's always had that. The one thing I feared where Mack was concerned was, would he have the focus, right? He was a little bit too playful at times. Would he have the focus to lock down, buckle in, lock in, and be the guy that Alabama truly, truly needed, an inside linebacker? He said, Steven, this offseason, I finally saw Mack not completely in, and it's been pleasant for me. Like, he's always been a great kid, but for the first time this summer, I have seen Wilson fully laser into football. And I wanted to kind of pick his brain on why that was. He said, Steven, Mack's always been a pretty decent student, but taking his education way more serious now at Alabama, on the academic honor roll. He told me, Coach, I'm taking my classes seriously. I'm taking the education seriously. I'm taking my work seriously. And then he tells his former high school coach, he says, man, I want to win all the awards at Alabama this year. I want to win the Benderic. I want to win the Butkus. I want to win the Nagurski. I want to win every major Defensive Player of the Year award out there this year. It's mine this year. This is my year. This is a money year for me. I want to win all the awards. And then he goes, Coach, I want to be a top 5, top 10 draft pick going into the 2019 NFL venue. And then the biggest one, all the responsibilities that Rolando, CJ, Dante, Ruben, Reggie, all those guys had, I want them. I want to captain this defense. I want to run this team. And all of that's admirable. It really is. Truly is. But I felt like the two things my buddy told me that Mack Wilson did this offseason in order to show, to prove he is 100% focused, committed to being the player, being the leader, being the alpha male Alabama needs him to be. When my guy told me these two things, the one thing I said, he's ready. He is now officially on a mission. If you know Mack Wilson, very highly involved on Twitter and Instagram. You cannot separate Mack Wilson from social media. They're connected to the hip. Can't do it. Always on Twitter posting stuff. Always on Instagram posting stuff. Whether it's his clothes, whether it's his shoes, whether it's photos of different stuff he's got going on, he's always very flamboyant, very outgoing on social media. Mack Wilson has not posted a tweet. Mack Wilson has not posted an Instagram photo since May 28th. The only thing he posted then was a highlight video of himself getting the fans excited for this upcoming season. That's the only thing he's posted. May 28th. Laser focus right there. But number two, according to my buddy, Mack Wilson has always been quite the ladies' man. Can't get enough of the ladies. Can't get enough of being around them girls. Love himself some fine women. And I myself, we as black men, we ain't finna sit there and just drop dime piece females. We gon' pick up, holler at every woman we see. Now, at some point, we will eventually settle down. We'll come to a point where We'll find somebody that has a drive that matches ours, a swagger that matches ours, ambition that matches ours. She's working with a little something. We'll run into one that's working with a little something, and it'll cause us to see what's really going on. But as young black men, we trying to holler at everything moving that's pleasant to the eye. That's what we doing. And for Mack Wilson, freshman, sophomore year, dating gorgeous girl, taking pictures with her at the beach. I mean, these two are inseparable. Every time you turn and saw her, you saw him. Every time you turn and saw him, you saw her. They were both together. This offseason, though, I started to see more pictures of just him by himself, whether it was him working out, him with teammates, him out and about, just less of her in the photos. And I brought that up to my buddy. I was like, what's going on here? He said, Steve, I've been meaning to tell you this. During the summer, he dropped her. And I'm like, huh? When? Where? How? Why? He said, Steve, Mack told me, Coach, it's not her. I want no distractions. Nothing that she done. I want no distractions. I want this to be fully me on football, on Alabama, winning every award, winning every award, helping this team get back-to-back championships, making this team be the best defense ever, possibly, and also getting myself in the status of being a top 5, top 10 pick. He said, Coach, I want it all this year. Now it's my time. This is a money year for me. I want it all this year. Can't have no distractions. The moment Mack Wilson said that, I said, y'all, college football, watch out. Be on the lookout. Everything Mack Wilson has done, from wanting to get the awards, be the better student, all that's great. But when you drop dime piece female, you don't see too many guys drop dimes like that. When you drop dime piece female in the name of, I want to be all for Alabama football, you seriously on a mission. College football, be very afraid. Mack Wilson, seriously on a mission. I thought that story was very interesting, coming from a buddy of mine. In comparing Wilson to the other 4 guys that have won unanimous All-American honors for the Crimson Tide under Nick Saban at linebacker, it takes the 5 major sporting news outlets to vote on this ordeal. And the 5 outlets are as follows: Associated Press, American Football Coaches Association, Football Writers Association of America, the Sporting News, and the Walter Camp Football Foundation. All 5 of those sites have to write you in as a first-team All-American for you to be a unanimous selection. Rolando McClain got the award in 2009, C.J. Mosley in 2013, Reggie Ragland in 2015, Reuben Foster 2016. Now, as you see the numbers on all 4 of these guys come on the screen here, in the years in which they've won, they put up some big-time numbers. Now, all these guys were not big sack guys. They were not big tackles for loss guys. They were not big interception guys. But as far as tackles, moving sideline to sideline, helping their respective defenses be feared in college football at their particular respective times, that's why all 4 of these guys are on this list. But the biggest thing that sticks out with Mack Wilson, and now he stands out from the rest right now, is Mack Wilson joins only Reuben Foster to have a big jump in tackles from the previous year before becoming a unanimous All-American, and the year in which you win the award. Reuben Foster, 2016, his All-American year, he had 115 tackles, right? The year prior, 2015, he had 73. So that's a jump in 42 tackles. Mack Wilson, freshman year 2016, had 8 tackles. This past year, despite getting hurt against LSU and missing some games, he had 40 tackles a season ago, an increase in 32 tackles. Mack Wilson has more interceptions than C.J. Mosley, Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster, Rolando McClain combined in the years they were unanimous All-Americans. Wilson has 4, including 1 return for a touchdown in the college football playoff semifinal game, the Sugar Bowl against Clemson. The other 4 combined with 2. Mack Wilson, bigger on lateral quickness, bigger on ball skills, getting his hands on the football, and knowing what to do the moment he's able to pick the ball off. He stands out. His jump, increase in tackles. He stands out. The ability to create those types of turnovers on the defensive side of the football. The biggest question in all of this is, we know what Mack Wilson is capable of doing, but will he be the 5th unanimous All-American linebacker? Will he be a top 5, top 10 draft pick? My answer to that question is yes. When you look at this schedule, when you look at Alabama does not have the toughest road back to the college football playoff. Auburn will be a challenge. Mississippi State, you got them at Bryant-Denny. You got Ole Miss at Oxford, but Ole Miss still on probation despite the fact that Jordan Thomas growing the quarterback. You got weapons over there at wide receiver. If you look at how the schedule sets up and how the majority of Alabama's toughest games are in the confines of Bryant-Denny Stadium, then you look at Nick Saban has came out and said he will continually say quarterback battle, that's being determined. Both guys have to win the team. Not going to speak on that. Both guys can do things well. Not going to give you the time of day. Not going to give you the luxury to hear me talk about that. But defensively, Mack Wilson's our guy. Mack Wilson is the quarterback of our defense. We're looking for Mack Wilson to put our guys in the right spots, get us in the right call, in the formation, in the right look, in the right structure, attack the other team. Defensive coordinator Tosh Lapoy, during the media portion of Fan Day, said Mack Wilson is a guy we are testing every day. Can he live up to it every day? Can he do what we expect him to do every day? Can he take on the challenge every day? And so far, not only has Mack answered the bell, but he is bringing Dylan Moses, Markel Benton, Jalen Moody right along with him. Dylan Moses, right under Mack Wilson's wing. Markel Benton, keep your eyes on that kid. That boy's going to be a star. Jalen Moody, the 3-star freshman, Pete Golding, inside linebackers coach and co-defensive coordinator, he loves himself some Jalen Moody. At every practice, always pumping up Moody. So, not only is Wilson answering the bell from his standpoint of being locked in, but he's got all the guys around him falling directly in line. I think Mack Wilson definitely will be the 5th unanimous linebacker, 5th unanimous All-American linebacker under Nick Saban. Definitely top 5, top 10 pick. I know Raekwon Davis is getting all the love right now, but 100% Mack Wilson will be on a lot of those draft boards as a top 5, top 10 pick. And the reason why, he has put away social media. He has put away all distractions. He wants to be everything that encompasses Alabama football. And with this season and how it sets up, potentially, he could have better numbers across the board than all the guys before him. 2018, this upcoming season, will be the year of the man they call Dirty 30. Will be the year of Mack Wilson. Great segment of shows this week, ladies and gentlemen. Great segment of shows. Got a chance to recap the Alabama scrimmage, the first one, in which Tua Tagovailoa put on a pretty good show and secondary held its own. We looked at the comments made by Jalen Hurts at Fan Day. Appreciating Rodney Orr of TireInsider.com coming on to help me out with that. We looked at the comments made by Dez Fitzpatrick, Louisville wide receiver, and now Bobby Petrino has come out talking. So this is going to be a very interesting week one of the college football season between the Tide and the Louisville Cardinals. And then we dove into the story on the focus of Mack Wilson. Folks, as always, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, YouTube, the site you need to get your hands on. You want all things Bama. You can't get enough of Nick Saban. You love this Tide. You're a diehard fan. You are the ultimate Alabama consumer. Touchdown Alabama Magazine, YouTube. Go to it right now. Subscribe. We are about to hit 2,000 subscribers. It's because of you continuing to go on, subscribe, like the page, like the podcast, leave comments, create debate, create an interaction. That is all on you guys, and we appreciate that. Continue to support the brand, support the podcast. Also, TDAlabamamag.com. Get your hands on that for all things Alabama football from the online side, as we give you all the up-to-date information, analysis, commentary on what's going on with the Crimson Tide. Next week, we'll be back with recapping the scrimmage. We'll be back with Ask Steven. For all of us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine, I'm your boy, Stephen M. Smith. Enjoy your weekend. Till next time, folks, this has been In My Own Words.